Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for high school basketball, brought to you by the NBC Watertown Stream Team. My name is Connor Lalone. Joining me on commentary tonight, as we did last week in Carthage, Ron Rockwood, Carter Thazier on the camera tonight, and Zach Zabriskie on the controls. As always, as we get the starting lineup announcements for tonight's matchup here in Copenhagen, we're down in Lewis County, where the Knights will take on the visiting Sackets Harbor Patriots. Both teams 1-0 on the season coming into the night. Should be a good matchup. We were talking about the size Copenhagen has, Ron, and the athleticism Sackets Harbor was showing off in the pregame warm-up.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be an interesting matchup. I'm excited to see him get on the court. A ton of size for Copenhagen. But boy, some of these guys from Sackets were jumping out of their shoes, so this should be fun to watch. My first time in this gym, the friendly confines of Copenhagen. This is it's going to be a fun place to watch from. We're literally right on the court.
It is. Those of you who aren't maybe familiar, it's what did you call it earlier?
A gymnasium.
Gymnasium. That's really an excellent description. The stage on the far end of the gym. There's no room either side of the court to really walk across. So when you come in here, you have to go underneath the bleachers to get to the other end of the gym. And that's where we are, up on the stage, watching the game. Really neat angle and perspective. Elevated just enough to be able to see pretty much everything and still be close to the action. Early, Sackets with a quick three. That's no good. Rebounded and taken away by Copenhagen. Rebound for Landon Sullivan, who gets the ball back. And that's how we'll start. Already fast-paced. Sackets with a bit of a full-court press there.
Talk about that, a couple of those opening comments we had. He got that big size advantage for Carroll, and I think Tracy won the tip for Sackets. He must have been a 30-inch vertical.
Good spot there. This one went out of bounds. Down in the corner, Copenhagen will inbound. Landon Sullivan. And Carroll listed at 6'4". You and I both agreed. He's every bit of it. He's a big kid out there.
Absolutely. If they can feed him inside, they should have a pretty steady weapon. But he looks like he wants to. And he's going to bury a three. So much for the analysis.
How dangerous is it going to be?
He was taking a bunch of threes in the warm-ups, but that's impossible to guard. If he can shoot from out there and have everybody inside by a foot, and immediately Griner right to the hole, he's just an athlete. I remember watching him play before. I feel like he can score when he wants to, but makes a great effort to get his teammates involved. So we'll see how that plays out tonight.
Really dangerous offensive player, Austin Griner. And that'll be the game plan, you'd think, from Sackets. Get inside early and try to get some pressure on Carroll underneath. He's already got one foul. Going to be one there whistled against Sackets as Sullivan tried to break up the court. That'll be the first against Ethan Shee. Long skip pass on the inbound. And now Copenhagen does get it over half court. Again, struggling just to get the ball over half court and possess the ball.
Sackets is quick on that trap. As soon as they've got a beat on somebody, both of them, it's almost like instinct. They're on that. They're right on it just over half court, and they had Sullivan earlier. That trap is so quick.
Tracy that time, who got the ball tied up. Copenhagen's going to keep it via the arrow. Knights moving the ball around up top. Now to the right side. Cutting in was Miller.
That's a nice shot. That's a tough move on the baseline. Griner with a three.
Off the right of the iron and out of bounds down here in front of us. Copenhagen will take it. 2-point lead here early for the hosts. Again, swarming pressure from Sackets. Three men all the way up the court that time in the full court press. Sullivan thought about the three. Got it to Miller. Now Sullivan, top of the arc, into the post for Carroll, taken away.
Carroll really has not spent much time under the basket. He's hanging out on the perimeter.
She driving in, spinning around now. Back up top for Griner, who cuts inside. Little dish feed.
Right at the size. Good for them.
Right to Tracy, who takes it up over Carroll and gets it to fall. Tie game at 5. Good ball movement by the Patriots that time. Miller, back up top for Tufo. Sullivan, driving, now back out. Screen by Carroll. He rolls off and
nice
underneath,
look.
though. Good feed.
Nice look.
Gavin Tufo with a 2-pointer. Really good ball movement that time by the Knights to find Tufo underneath. Griner thought about the 3. He's going to drive inside with a right hand, and it's going to go out of bounds off of his own shin.
Yeah, he got too deep, found himself under the backboard.
Just tried to roll that one up with the right hand, but like you said, got underneath the basket, so by the time it got up there, off the bottom underside of the backboard, now to play.
With this press, it obviously speeds up the game. When you get in a small gym like this, it just looks that much quicker because everybody's together. I don't know if Copenhagen uses a press, but Sackets is pretty effective. Did they just say Griner scored his 1,000th point? Is that what that was?
I believe that's exactly what they said. Sounded like a good round of applause for Griner. Pass intended for Carroll down low, actually came off the backboard. And here's Griner the other way. Got 1,000, wants some more.
Hopefully we can get some verification. I'd like to hear that because 1,000 points obviously is a big deal at high school. Let's just mention that Griner's a sophomore.
Huge accomplishment.
With close to 3 years left to go on his high school career, he could put up some incredible numbers.
Peters the inbound. Goes back over half court for Griner. He's got a man on this near side. That's She with a 3-pointer in and out. And tipped by Tufo into the hands of Carroll. Now here comes Sullivan the other way. Able to break the press that time just by getting out fast enough. Now Copenhagen gets a chance to set up. That one taken away though. Good steal by Tracy. And here comes Ethan Tracy the other way. Ball poked loose briefly, but he comes up with it. And it's going to get it back out to Griner up top. Slow things down a little bit. Griner.
Oh, that was a travel. Yep.
And it is called. Larry Gallo blows the whistle, calls the travel against Austin Griner. 7-5. Early lead for Copenhagen here at home. Here's Carroll with some space. Dished out to the left side. That one in and out. Carroll with an offensive rebound. Back up top.
Yeah, didn't take it up.
Miller, hop step, and then he traveled also.
Boy, Carroll was right there at point blank range. Decided to kick it out instead of going back up with it.
The first shot from Elijah Smith, the mid-range jumper, was no good. Carroll with the long frame, able to get to it with the offensive rebound, but like you said, dished back out. Tracy down low.
Nice look.
Taken away, good steal by Landon Sullivan. He's going to dish off to Caden Miller. Sullivan, back to Miller. Back to Sullivan up
Open
top.
look.
He's going to take the 3. That one.
Boom. He's been waiting for that.
You've seen him a couple of times think about it, pass it up, move the ball around. Unselfish play.
He's been patient. That worked for him. That got him the open shot.
The senior guard from Copenhagen. That time took the wide open 3, made no mistake, and 10-5. Early lead for the hosts.
Good fast-paced action here, really. Halfway through the quarter, we had some scoring droughts last week in Carthage. In Carthage, those two very athletic teams. These guys are just up and down the floor and not afraid to take it to the basket. This is some fun action here from the D division. Early on, it looks like we could have quite a bit of scoring tonight.
10-5, just over, halfway through quarter number 1. 3:58 on the clock. Griner will bring it up the court for the Patriots. Back out to this near side, wide open 3. That one no good. Out of the hands of Marcus Castine. Miller, guarded by Castine, picks up his dribble, finds Sullivan, gets it back.
A lot of movement in that 2-3 zone. Those guys up top are all over the ball.
That three no good, but saved. Really good effort from Aiden Sheets to save the ball from going out of play. Sheets underneath now. Back up top for Miller. Out to the far side, Tufo. Miller's going to take it with the shot clock winding down and buries the three.
3 seconds on the shot clock. I wasn't sure they were going to get one off.
Crowd getting involved here, as they do in Copenhagen. Castine with the right hand.
Nice
no
move.
good. Rattled
Wow.
around. Offensive rebound by Tracy. Back
He'll
out to
take it.
Sheet. Also no good.
Nice
Sheets
board.
unable to grab that one over Castine, and he kicks back out.
Guys are not afraid to put the ball in the air.
Griner driving against Sheets, now against Carroll. No good. Another offensive rebound for Tracy. Now driving into the paint, up with the right hand.
And the block. And
foul.
one.
So, and one. Dylan Aubert will go to the line.
Boy,
Chance to make it a three-point play.
a lot of credit here to Sackets. They are not afraid to go right inside despite the size advantage for Copenhagen. They are taking it right to them and doing some pretty good work on the glass, too.
Well, now with Sheets in the game, too. Listed at 6 foot. And Carroll at 6'4". Like you said, Sackets attacking the rim.
Relentlessly,
Despite
really.
that, yeah. Tufo on the far side. Miller. Sullivan. Back to Tufo. He thought about it.
Boy, I feel like those skip passes are going to, look like he walked.
It is.
Well,
Travel.
those skip passes with a team that's as athletic as Sackets, I feel like that's going to bite them eventually. They keep skipping into the corner, and boy, pass through that lane with hands like these guys have, that's another walk.
No, you're absolutely right, especially if Sackett starts committing to those a little bit early, gambling on the skip.
Yeah, they're going to get some steals.
The athleticism, the speed in transition. Tufo steps into the three, and he buries it. Well, both teams shooting the ball well. Copenhagen especially from beyond the arc.
Yeah, three straight triples here in the last 4 possessions.
Ball poked loose, fight for it. Still a good battle there. Sheets
Takedown and a reversal. Oh, no, this is a basketball game.
and Tracy. A good physical battle. Fighting for the loose ball.
I like it. Guys not afraid to get on the floor. Every possession matters.
Sullivan picked up early, deep in his own half by Aubert. Picks up his dribble pretty much right at half court. Looks to go out to Miller. Miller picked his head up. You can see he was already looking for his options before making sure he had the ball that time. Goes out of bounds. Griner. Castine in the corner. He's going to drive in, kick back out to Griner. He thought about the long two. Sheets aggressive, no call. And then
they are getting to the rim. They've missed several at point-blank range already.
Good look for Aubert. Sullivan
hoping to get a
driving
call.
in hard against Griner. No
he
call.
may have come
Sullivan
down on
is
his tailbone.
slow to get up for sure. Castine in the corner. He's going to take the three. No good. Carroll comes up with a rebound. To slow it down.
That was some good fight for the rebound there.
Sullivan
Carroll
back up and moving, but
not moving.
little gingerly.
Wow.
Yep. Miller, really good turn, and that one might have been blocked from behind. Miller thought he got past Castine, and he did, but able to come from behind.
Nice
Marcus.
move from Griner.
And a quick 2 points.
The jump step and then the spin. That's pretty hard to defend.
Just athletic. 16-10. 35 seconds to go now in the first quarter. High-scoring first quarter. Sheets going to take the mid-range. That one's good.
Oh, they can shoot the ball.
I don't know about you, but Aiden Sheets gives me mid-1980s basketball
old school
player.
ball. Yeah.
The rec specs on.
I got to feel like Griner's going to get the last shot here. If he wants it, we'll see.
Down to 10. Griner now does have it against Sheets up top. Driving in. Dishes out. Castine wide open in the corner. And he gets that one to roll in.
Touch to end the quarter.
He had a couple that looked like they probably should have fallen. That one, I'm not sure.
That one didn't have any business
Looked
falling,
as good, but it did.
They were owed one.
It did. Really good, high pace, high octane
first quarter. That was fun.
Exciting to watch. It's always exciting being here. The energy is so palpable. You're just so close to everyone.
Yeah, literally, I was going to say on that turnover earlier, he turned around to look for a pass, and when he looked down, I think he saw the sideline, and 3 feet away is the crowd.
Exactly. So close. Not a lot of room on either sideline. Almost no room where the benches are. I say benches, they're just the first row, the bleachers.
The first row of the bleachers, yeah.
Copenhagen and Sackets are sitting. Really exciting game brought to you by NBC Watertown and the Stream Team, sponsored by the Bob Johnson Auto Group, with the largest new vehicle inventory in upstate New York. The Bob Johnson Auto Group will beat any deal on a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram by $30 a month. Give them a call at 315-965-8072. And our other sponsor for tonight's game, out in Sackets Harbor, Old McDonald's Farm. Take pleasure in providing kids and kids at heart with opportunities to learn about and have fun with agriculture. They've got all sorts of fun rides you can do, the hay ride, and all sorts of other things, educational opportunities over at Old McDonald's Farm, open May through October. Back underway here in the second quarter. Quick three. That one might have been a long two. Was it a three?
I think they gave him 3, yep.
Dylan Aubert, 18-16 now. Down low for Carroll. Guarded by Griner. He's going to
there's that
try to dish it back out to Sullivan, who's still out there. Sheets cutting inside.
Off the hands of Carroll.
Had Carroll. A little too much mustard on that pass.
A lot of ball action. I was thinking back through that first quarter. I believe all 5 starters for Copenhagen, I think all 5 of them hit a 3. They can all shoot it.
Griner. Aubert. Castine up top. She driving in. Now dish back up top for Aubert. Neck to Griner. He's picked up at the top of the arc by Logan Jordal. Tracy. Now back into the near corner.
Get it up front.
What a pass that was from Griner to find the wide open Ethan Shee at the top of the arc. And Sackets is taking a lead.
Sackets Harbor fighting back. They found the range from 3-point land.
Foul whistled against Ethan Shee that time. Could be a block.
I think we're in for a good one. That's Copenhagen got hot there in the first quarter, pulled away by 8 or 9, and now Sackets has caught fire and pulled back ahead.
I think you're exactly right. It's going to be a battle of who can shoot the ball better consistently
and avoid those turnovers.
There's one right there.
Copenhagen.
Griner the other way.
So quick, stops for triple.
Oh, good. Defensive rebound for Aiden Sheets.
I feel like Sackets has got to feel pretty good about where they are. Griner really hasn't got on track yet, and they're in the lead.
Charge whistle. Wow. It's Landon Sullivan as he went into the paint.
Good to see him moving better. He definitely got shook up there in the first quarter. Seems to be moving better now.
Hard landing on that play where he drove to the basket towards the end of the first quarter. Griner driving in with the right hand up over to Carroll, gets it to fall.
Boy, he is tough at the rim.
That one deflected back out of bounds. Jake Peters with the pressure on the inbound pass. Miller inbounds to Sullivan. And then Sullivan picked up quickly by Dylan Aubert. Able to get it over half court. Behind the back dribble. Now driving in with the right hand up. And he's going to draw the foul.
Wow.
He'll go to the line for 2 shots. Yeah, good defense there from Aubert all the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure that was, I'm not saying it wasn't a foul, but he covered him the same he did the whole 80 feet down the court. Contact all the way, and then he calls it on the shot.
First one from Sullivan, no good off the front of the rim. 18-21, 5 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the second quarter. Second of 2 for Landon Sullivan is good. 19-21. Long pass for Castine. He's here on the near side. Thought about the three, steps back. Dishes up top. Driving in, Griner. That one poked by Carroll, but it comes out to the far side for Jake Peters. He's got the ball directing traffic now, picked up by Aiden Sheets.
Ooh, they called that, and they did, yeah.
He did, he traveled.
I think his mind's working and finding the space before his feet get started. That's a couple times that's happened. He's so quick once he takes off.
Miller trying to inbound, does find Sullivan, and again picked up by Aubert. And again harassing this tenacious defense. Sullivan picked up his dribble, trying to find a wide open man. He does eventually get it to Carroll, and then he turns it over, taken away by Ethan Tracy. Aubert to Griner. Going to take the three, and that one too strong. Rebounded by Logan Jordan. Might be the shortest player on the court right now. Sullivan against Aubert, driving in, dishing out. Carroll, long two. Looks good, it is.
Well, he's smooth from the outside.
The way Carroll put that up, he almost really only used the one hand even.
Yep.
Kind of the type of shot you might reserve for something a little bit closer to the basket. That was...
And he really has not set up shop inside the lane yet. I don't know if that's a game plan. I don't know if they go to it later. I haven't seen these guys play before, but he can certainly shoot it from the outside. I just feel like he's got such an advantage inside, and they haven't used it. Maybe that's part of the game plan. They're going to go to it later. I don't know.
21-21 after the long two for Samuel Carroll. Really back and forth game here early. 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the second quarter of high school basketball. Our second live stream. The NBC Watertown stream team on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. My name's Connor Lalone. Joining me, Ron Rockwood for commentary. Zach Zabriskie, Carter Thazier, the other two members here tonight of the stream team. Sackets
kept his dribble alive somehow. That's pretty good handle.
Castine fakes the three, drives inside, dishes back out into the corner, stepped out of bounds.
Yep. Oh, and he sank it.
Jake Peters buried that three. But
he knew he was close. He never brought his heel down, but unfortunately his foot was on the line.
Miller does finally get it inbounds. Again, Sackets with a full court press, making it really difficult on every possession. Down low, and that one's picked off. It was intended for Carroll, but Griner's going to take it away. Now he drives into the paint against Sheets, and Aiden Sheets is going to be whistled for the foul. He was straight up until the very last second, kind of that right arm came down and got across the body of Austin Griner, so he'll go to the line for two. First one from Griner is good. One of the things I really like here in Copenhagen, a lot of places you'll go, and if the away team is shooting a free throw, they'll get really loud and rowdy and raucous and try to disrupt the shooter. Here in Copenhagen, they're always very respectful of the opposing team.
And this is one of the rare places where you literally have a crowd behind the basket. You see it in college arenas, but not in high school. You got the fans on the sides, not behind the basket. You literally got a bleacher full of mostly students here behind the basket.
Miller bumps off the ball, driving in, and
nice
then with the left hand after a nifty little fake pass, Dylan Aubert gets it to fall. 25-21, 4-point lead. Griner made both his free throws.
Now, they haven't got a ton of turnovers, but I feel like this press is doing just enough to throw Copenhagen out of sync with their offense.
Carroll too strong that time, and a rebound by Tracy gets it to Griner, who brings it up into the corner. Aubert's going to take it. That one too strong, missed everything, and then went out of bounds off of... I thought the initial signal was that it was off of Castine, and then...
Yeah, they called it off of Miller.
Referee on this near side looked like he changed his mind, maybe.
I think so, too.
Came off of Caden Miller. Into the corner, Aubert. He's going to take another one from the other corner. That one no good. Bounced around. Castine comes up with it at the top of the arc. Griner, the long three. That one rattles around. No good. And rebounded
just hasn't found his shooting touch yet.
It's been good when he's gotten to the basket.
Absolutely. What a finisher.
Not quite for beyond the arc just yet, anyway. Miller. Carroll in the corner. Sullivan back to Carroll. He's picked up by Griner. That seems to be the game plan defensively for Sackets, is put Griner on Carroll. Maybe the thinking there is probably just your most athletic player against
quick hands. I mean,
largest.
if they're going to keep Carroll outside, why not put your guy with your quick hands? If he gets a steal, he's going to be right to the basket.
Griner did pick up his first. Miller thought about it from almost the logo.
They almost play a 5-guard offense, Copenhagen. There's nobody in the lane. Every once in a while, they have somebody flash across, but then they're back out to the three-point circle.
Tufo, Sullivan. Miller is open. He's going to take it. Too strong. No good. Rebound by Griner. And now whistle. And Larry Gallows got an official's timeout. He's got a spot over there on the court that he wants to be mopped up. Miller went down over there while he's trying to bring the ball up the court a couple of possessions ago for Copenhagen, so a little moisture on the hardwood over there.
If you watch Copenhagen on offense, Smith doesn't get his name called much, but he is working hard down on their offense, setting picks back and forth across the lane, trying to get these guys open for a three.
No, without a doubt.
He is constantly moving.
Elijah Smith, like you said, doesn't necessarily touch the ball all that often on offense, but in and out of the paint, moving around, trying
key
to get
to what
guys,
they're trying to do on offense.
Trying to get guys into different matchups, mismatches, that type of thing. Like you said, setting screens.
Yeah, absolutely. Working
really hard off the ball. He's going to pick up Griner here at the top of the arc. Castine. Into the near corner for Peters, who drives in. Jake Peters. Griner, the hop step Euro. No good. Rebounded by Carroll. Really
that ball didn't
that time.
down.
I'm with you. I don't know how it didn't fall. Carroll now. Puts it over half court to Miller. Good screen by Smith. Miller. Tufo. Driving in, dish back out.
Get him a shot.
Smith is going to take one. That one no good. Claps his hands in frustration. He thought it looked pretty good. I did too.
A little bit of
contact
an acting
there,
job
but
there, but
I'm with you.
the call.
Carroll does enough to get it to Tufo. Copenhagen's got to get the ball up the court. Miller with some speed and some space. Picked up by Castine. He spins around. Dished out to Sullivan up top. Picked up by Peters. Tufo.
Like Sullivan was dying to pull the trigger. He's just had that one or two shots early.
Tufo's pass with Carroll picked off. G up top. He's going to take the three. No good. Rebounded by Peters. Castine's three. That one goes in. And now timeout called.
Boy, shooters all over the court.
Copenhagen going to talk things over as they've now fallen behind by 7. 28-21 the score with 1:42 to go in the second quarter.
Go back to the first quarter. What a run. I believe Copenhagen was up 13-5. That's a 23-8 run for Sackets. Good defense and suddenly shooting the three from everywhere.
I'm glad you can do
Putting up points in a hurry.
You can do math because I can't do math like that in my head. So.
It was 13-5 early, and Copenhagen looked like they were pulling away, and suddenly Sackets got hot, and it's continued right in the second quarter.
Copenhagen has started to shoot with a little less consistency and success as well.
Yeah,
not taking as many threes either.
Right, that defense is extended because, in my opinion, because they have nobody in the lane. So it's easy for that defense to come out. They got no cutters. They got nobody inside. That defense is going to come out. That's going to be harder for Copenhagen to score.
And the couple times that Copenhagen has tried to get the ball down low to Carroll, Austin Griner's been all over. He's come up with a couple of steals.
Yep. I feel like they can get some backdoor cuts going on. They're going to find guys alone at the rim. I don't know if that's part of their offense, but the way they're setting up now, everybody's on the three-point line all around the arc. If you send somebody inside, they should have some space.
Sullivan guarded by Peters with 1.5 minutes to go in the first half of play. Sullivan out to Miller. Sackets just closing down really quick, too, on the perimeter, and that one blocked as Miller went inside. Castine with a block, and then a really good feed by Tracy. No good. Castine with the offensive rebound, and that one is good.
He's a bundle of energy, Castine. As soon as he touches it, looks like he is just dying to burst.
Miller
Get to the basket.
to Tufo. Castine looks like he may be having a contact issue right now.
And now they got Carroll down low. That's one of the few times today. And here he comes back out top, set of screen.
Tufo wide open
the
here.
Shooters open.
Oh, and no good. Carroll
almost dared him to shoot.
Does come up with the rebound and gets to the ball. Well, he poked that one up in the air, and
Carroll took it from Griner for a change.
Found its way back to him. Griner driving in. Carroll got a hand on that one to deflect it away to Tufo. Good steal as Griner's trying to find Tracy down low. Carroll's just so long, he just throws a hand at the ball, and half the time it's going to hit him. Picked up and guarded closely by Griner. Gets around him for a little bit. Now down to Miller, picked up by Castine in the post.
Can't bleed it down. There's about a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Going to have to get one up here or give Sackets the last shot. Oh.
Looks like it dangerously close. And that one blocked again by Castine.
He's going to the rack.
Athletic with the right hand.
Yep,
gets to the ball.
He wasn't looking anywhere else. Nice finish to the half. Oh, I think he might put a second back.
Copenhagen might have called timeout there.
Well, they're going to send him to the locker room.
Sackets is heading to the locker room, yep. So we're going to head to halftime with the score 23-32. Sackets with a really good second quarter of action.
Yeah, great shooting. Good defense on both ends. Honestly, good effort, good athletes. Just Sackets is finding the open shots and they're knocking them down. And they've taken away, for the most part, the threes for Copenhagen on the other end of the court. And they've got to figure out another way to score.
Yeah, really aggressive defense right from the outset of this one. Both teams, but especially Sackets, that full court press has been difficult to handle as the first half wore on for Copenhagen.
Yep. Not, like I said, not a ton of turnovers, but they're just not in a rhythm offensively. They're working so hard to get the ball up the court that by the time they get down there, they're not in a flow anymore.
So 32-23, the halftime score of high school basketball from Lewis County. We're down at Copenhagen, where the Knights are hosting the visiting Sackets Harbor Patriots on high school basketball, brought to you by the NBC Watertown Stream Team, sponsored by the Bob Johnson Auto Group. We're the largest used car inventory in the area. They've got all sorts of new vehicles too, including the all-new trail-rated Jeep Wrangler. Give them a call at 315-965-8072. And special sponsor for tonight's game, down in Sackets Harbor, Old McDonald's Farm, open May through October. We've got over 200 friendly farm animals, a 25-minute storybook hayride, pig races, giant inflated bounce pad, mini golf, sunflowers you can pick, all sorts of things you can do down there at Old McDonald's Farm. Sackets coach Jeff Robbins, parents Ron and Nancy and his sister Julia own Old McDonald's, and a huge thank you to them for sponsoring our live stream tonight. Right now, Sackets Harbor feeling a little bit better at halftime as they lead 32-23. We'll take a break and we'll be back for the second half of action here on high school basketball, brought to you by the NBC Watertown Stream Team.
one. Oh. I say you missed the thing to turn it up. Don't turn it off. Press it the other way through. Doing good though. You have.
Welcome back to high school basketball, brought to you by the NBC Watertown Stream Team. We're here in Lewis County, down in Copenhagen, where the Knights are hosting the visiting Sackets Harbor Patriots. It's 32-23 as we start the second half. The hosts trailing. Sullivan gets it out to this near side for Carroll. Copenhagen moving the ball around up top. Tufo. Miller going to take the long three. In and out. Rattled around. Rebounded by Tracy. Here comes Griner the other way. Auburn out to Peters. That one no good. Rebounded by Miller. Caden Miller.
Copenhagen, at least early on, looks like they're willing to live and die by the three. They are just, again, moving it around until somebody's got an open look.
We talked about it at halftime, the two of us, Ron and I. Copenhagen not really using their height advantage, at least so far. And again, not really trying to go inside at the start of this second quarter.
Oh, nice foul.
Really good strength and determination from
Griner.
Austin Griner.
Just relentless.
Sullivan. That one no good by Carroll. He gets his own rebound. That one does fall in. 25-34 now. Griner up top. Drives in, dishes out into the corner. Peters in and out. Sullivan comes up with the rebound. Settles it down, gets it to Miller. Now gets it right back. Has Sheets down here in this near corner.
Gotta watch that over and back. He's standing just about on that half-court line.
Carroll. Now down low. Carroll has it taken away. Griner with some speed against Sheets, driving into the paint. And then with the left hand, they're going to call a foul on Carroll as Griner went in.
Tough shot going away from the basket, left-handed.
With the weak hand for sure. Looked like he was going to go up with the right. Last second, cut it back to the left. Couldn't get it to fall, but he'll go to the line for two shots. First one is good. He's been good from the line all night tonight.
Correct me if I'm wrong. New rule this year, there is no 1-and-1 in boys basketball. It's all two shots, I believe. Is that right?
That I don't know.
I believe that's a new rule this year.
That would be something worth knowing for those of us trying to commentate the game. Like, you know.
5 fouls in the quarter, and I believe as soon as they got 5, it's 2 shots no matter what. Which honestly makes it tough on a team trying to come back late. You foul with it 1-and-1 thinking you're going to get a possession. So I'm not sure on the rule change why, but I believe that's a rule change for this year. I think it was for the girls before, and now they've put it in for the boys as well.
Gotcha.
So we'll see.
Second foul against Dylan Aubert on that loose ball after the missed layup from Jake Peters. Aubert harrying Sullivan. Got it to Carroll, who dished out to Miller. Sullivan and to Aubert.
Boy, Aubert plays some phenomenal defense to only have 1 foul in the first half and just 1 so far here in the second. He is like glue on whoever's up top.
Sullivan right now. Down for Carroll down low. That's what Copenhagen's got to do some more if they're going to get back in this game.
That's 2 layups for him here in the early in the third quarter and second half. And it's just so easy for them to score down there. I don't know why they're not using it.
Peters with a big 3 in the corner to answer back. 39-27. Sullivan trying to cross up Aubert. Not sure he's going to have too much luck. He does turn the corner, gets around him, drives in with a right hand. No good. Carroll got a hand on that one. It's going to go out of bounds. No, saved by Griner. And here comes she the other way, driving in.
Oh, I thought that was going to go. Good body control just to get it up on the rim.
Especially when he was moving so fast. Ethan Shee. First free throw from him.
Nice stroke.
Is good. Looks like we've got a camera issue with our camera up in the stand, so Zach Zabriskie saving the day has turned our scoreboard camera onto the court, so that's why you see the court where the time would also be in a little tiny frame down there bottom left. So I'll keep you up to date with the time as best as we can. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Sullivan, guarded by Aubert up top. Carroll comes to set the screen. Rolling off,
nice look.
Sheets down low.
What a great pass from Sullivan.
Really good dish. And then a good turn from Aiden Sheets to get to the basket. Uses the backboard, gets it to fall. 29-40. Peters dishes out. Aubert up top. Picks up his dribble, back to Peters.
Triple.
Griner with a three.
Boom.
That bangs in.
Matter of time before he was going to hit one.
We said that in the first half.
And he walked. He's got that shuffle step. He doesn't believe it, but he's actually done that a couple of times. Copenhagen better be careful. Another three or a couple of buckets on the other end. This is going to get away from them.
Good defense by Sheets
Good
down low to
defense.
poke the ball loose. Sullivan gets it. He dishes out to Miller on the far side. Caden Miller. Sullivan driving against Aubert. Dishes back out. Miller thought about the three. He's going to bring it inside.
Oh,
and
that's
that
offensive.
is a
Yep.
charge.
Sackets plays really good interior defense. They're undersized, but very well coached. They get good position inside. That's a couple of charges they've drawn.
Short break here, so Austin Griner can tie his shoe. He's got it tied way up there, up by the top of his ankle. He's got a little bit of an ankle brace on that left ankle too. And his laces run all the way up there. So maybe he's tying up the brace and not the shoe.
Maybe.
Either way, here's Sackets.
Appreciate the officials. You hate to see the action come. Oh, there's Griner again. But they take the time, just that 30 seconds clip full. You don't know what injury that's potentially preventing, getting that wet spot off the floor. So I appreciate to keep their eyes open.
A couple times they've done that for sure. Taking the time to make sure we mop up any sort of perspiration on the court. I think that's the third foul. It is the third foul against Aubert. (43-29). Sullivan picked up by Peters now, with Aubert out of the game after picking up his third. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Down low.
Again with a good look.
Sheets couldn't handle it initially,
Double
and then
dribble.
he double dribbled.
Yeah.
He did. He took that first dribble.
He took that one step, and I think he thought he'd be covered. Realized he wasn't. Kind of psyched himself out.
He'll pick up Griner as he comes over half court. Griner out to Shee in the corner. Or Peters, rather, who drives in. And then with a right hand, tough shot. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Carroll. Here's Sullivan. 2:40 to go in the third quarter. 43-29. Sullivan. Sheets down low, looking for Carroll. Good feed to find him. Carroll now into the corner. Sullivan thought about the three. He's going to pass it up. Finds
Not going to pass
Miller.
that one up.
That one too strong. Hard off the glass and rebounded by Ethan Shee. Here's Griner driving in. Austin Griner dishes. Finds Castine on the far side. Not who it was intended for, but that's who it ended up with. His three no good, and Carroll's going to take that one away.
Got a couple minutes here. Nobody's been able to find the basket. Works out all right for Sackets, sitting on a 14-point lead.
2 minutes to go now in the third quarter. Tufo. Carroll was cutting through the paint. He was there. Sullivan saw him just too late. Sheets. Up top, Miller. 8 on the shot clock. Sullivan's going to put one up. Off the rim. Rebounded by Ethan Tracy.
They've adjusted that offense a little bit. They've now got Carroll down inside. They're just not getting him the ball.
Griner with another 2 points, that time with the right hand as he drove into the paint. Sullivan against Peters. Screen by Miller. Good screen. Sullivan directing traffic. Tells Sheets to get to the other side of the court. Wants the screen from Carroll. Now into the corner for Tufo. Sullivan picked up quickly. Down low
Nice
for Sheets
look
with
again.
a left hand. He gets it to fall.
Sheets has been a force underneath in the second half. Pretty good success getting him the ball right under the rim.
He's going to pick up Griner again. Griner driving in, and I think Sheets might have got a hand on that one. Gets it to Carroll, who finds Sullivan. 45-31 with 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sullivan picked up by Peters. Again, the screen from Carroll. Finds Miller. Carroll guarded by Griner outside the line. Sullivan going to drive into the paint and foul on the floor. Larry Gallo pretty adamant about that one. First foul against Jake Peters with 26 seconds now on the clock.
Connor Brown into the game for the first time for Sackets. Haven't seen him yet today.
A
A little more size.
Haven't had much rotation so far, Sackets. They haven't really needed it either. 45-31. Down low, Sullivan. Carroll from the free throw line, short. Rebound by Castine. He's got Griner ahead of him. He finds him. Griner going up with the right hand over Carroll. Samuel Carroll just couldn't get back in time. Griner too fast for him that time and laid it in with the right hand off the glass. Travel. Going to be whistled against Elijah Smith. He just took a couple of steps. Couldn't slow himself down before he dribbled the basketball. 5 seconds to go now. Griner into the paint, up over Carroll, gets it to fall. And the clock will run out on the third quarter.
Boy,
49-31. Copenhagen really struggling to score the ball in that third quarter.
That last 30 seconds, you had Griner go to the bucket twice for 2 buckets from point-blank range. All of a sudden, it's an 18-point game. Big hill to climb for Copenhagen. They're going to have to start knocking down some shots. Sackets just, boy, they're well coached. Not that Copenhagen isn't, but I mean, 5 guys all about the same height, just busting their hump every second, playing good defense, looking for the open man, willing to pass the ball. It's a well-oiled machine they got there. Several guys that can shoot it, several guys that can take it to the hole. Copenhagen's found a little success inside finally, but not nearly enough for what they're going to need to get back into this.
And at some point, once the deficit becomes large enough, you start to think about the three more than the two.
We need the three. We need the three. Which is the way they started the game. They started out hot. Sackets took that away, and Copenhagen really, from that point, hasn't had an answer. I like that they've started to get the ball inside, but 18 points is a big ask.
So we've got Carter Thasier's camera back up and running for the start of the fourth quarter. Fresh 8 minutes on the clock. Whistle from Larry Gallo. Nobody over there to inbound the ball for Sackets. Now they do get Aubert over there, and he gets it to Griner. Driving in, loses the handle, keeps
nice
it
pass.
somehow, gets it to Sheet. Castine guarded closely by Miller. Castine spinning, dishing out Griner wide open, takes his time, makes no mistake, buries the three. 52-31 now. Sackets with a chance to really start to pull away. Sullivan. Aubert back in the game and guarding Sullivan very tightly. Into the corner. Jordahl gets it back to Sullivan, crosses up. Aubert picks up his dribble, dishes to Jordahl in the corner, gets it back. Good screen from Smith. Sullivan with a really good move to get to the basket. He's going to be fouled.
I think he might have taken one in a spot that might need a minute to recover.
Sensitive area. He's up.
Both
Referee asked him,
Both
if
sides
he was
getting a
all
little
right.
chuckle. It happens.
I asked him if he was all right. Landon said, yeah. And the referee said, you sure? The response was, yeah. Up at the line now for 2. It's the second foul.
Undeterred, he buries the free throw.
Second foul against Griner. Sullivan landed hard earlier, too, in the game and stayed in. Real workhorse of a player. All over on both sides of the ball.
Almost exclusively been the guy responsible for bringing the ball up the court. Oh,
and
then
there he gets back on
got
defense.
back to bring that up. Well done. Good hustle.
And the way he pounded the foam padding there behind the basket, I think he was upset he couldn't corral it.
Yep, exactly.
One of those players you love to have on your team, just always working hard. Griner.
Boy,
that was a little bit of a heat check.
That was a
time.
digger.
That was deep.
A dagger, I want to say. That was deep. Oh, they turned it over under the basket.
Well, Carroll had it and then had it poked loose. And Pastine able to get the ball, throw it off of Carroll.
Boy, they better cover Griner in the corner.
Nobody picking him up yet, but also nobody picking up Auburn.
Boom.
He's going to bury a 3. Sackets Harbor pretty much unconscious from 3 here in the second half. Copenhagen hasn't gotten much to fall. Sullivan, rather, is going to go to the line for 2 more. That's going to be the 4th against Dylan Aubert. We'll see if he comes out of the game. Larry Gallo having words with Coach Robbins over there. He doesn't look like he's necessarily thrilled about that decision. First from the line for Sullivan is good. Second one, no good. Peters has come over to the scorer's table to check in, presumably for Aubert. That'll happen at the next stoppage of play. Griner with a good spin to get past Smith. Now cutting inside. Good feed down low.
Get it out of there.
And then travel against Connor Brown. Got the ball down low and then I think looked up and saw the size of Samuel Carroll.
Good look there from Griner. I think he was trying to get Brown a bucket, and I think he just didn't get control of it early. If you don't have it on that first up, get it back out of there.
Sullivan gets it from Tufo. Guarded by Peters, who does check in for Aubert. Tufo in the corner. He's finally going to put one up. And this
Bingo!
one gets it to fall. You've seen him pass up a lot of threes.
And
Copenhagen looking for one of those really wide open looks. Sometimes you can pass up good looks just because they aren't perfect.
They're
looks.
not perfect. Yep.
And
Yeah, he's
Tufo
passed up a few on
fall.
that same spot.
That was something I remembered from last year, is that Gavin Tufo is a very capable shooter. He hasn't had a lot of volume tonight. Got that one to fall. Wonder how different this one might have been if they had just been a little more aggressive shooting the ball and if they'd gotten the ball to Carroll down low a little bit more earlier.
And Scheitz, 15, he's had several good looks under the basket here in the second half. Kind of gone away from it again, but I think they've realized what you said earlier. They may start to have to go almost exclusively to the threes if they're going to get back in here. 18 points down, 6 to go.
6:12 on the clock. Like Ron said, an 18-point game, 55-37.
He walked again.
He did. He traveled, kind of slipped and slid down there as he came to the hop step.
Guys are so quick, it's hard to stop on a dime.
Sullivan through 2 guys, Peters and Castine. Dishes it out, Tufo. Screen from Carroll. He rolls off. Sullivan's going to put up the step-back shot. No good. Rebounded by Brown, and he dishes to Griner, who's going to push the tempo into the corner.
Another
Peters.
triple.
No good. Rebounded by Griner. It's Smith. Griner poked loose and taken away.
Good hands by Sullivan.
Landon Sullivan. 5.5 minutes to go. He gets the ball to Caden Miller. Now Gavin Tufo on the near side.
He's open now if they want to feed him.
Miller looking to go into the post.
Tufo all by himself over here.
That one poked loose by Griner as Miller tried to find Carroll in the post. Going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Sackets. Sullivan. Carroll with the three.
He'll
Rattles
take it.
in. 15-point game now all of a sudden. 55-40. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. As Carroll gets another three to fall. Got really good touch for a big man.
Yeah, he can definitely stroke it.
But just wonder if they had utilized him a little more down low earlier in the game. Not out of it yet, though. 5 minutes to go. It's a 15-point game. 55-40.
Certainly in no way are we questioning Coach Spalding and the way he's put his team together. He knows their strengths. We're just, as a bystander, you see a distinct size advantage. There's clearly a reason they've chosen not to use it. He knows the strengths of his team, and they can certainly shoot it. They've just chosen not to take advantage of that size discrepancy.
And you see the flip side of that, too, from Robbins and Sackets Harbor is they've used the athleticism of Austin Griner. Even though he is significantly shorter than Carroll, he's been able to harass him in the post and get to those balls and jump some passes.
Interesting. Copenhagen goes on a little mini run here, cuts it to 15, and Griner's out of the game, I think, for the first time today.
Peters is going to carry the ball up, and he's going to immediately throw it away. I think he thought that Smith might have got a touch, but official.
Let's see if they score here, how long Griner's out of the game.
Official on the near side didn't see it. Definitely an interesting development.
I don't think he's injured. I think they're just having a conversation with their coach. Has been in his ear pretty much since the action started again.
Smith setting the screen. Good screen. Sullivan gets it to rattle in the long two. 55-42.
There he goes. Here he comes.
Hard defense by Caden Miller. He's going to pick up a foul. Griner comes back in. So does Castine. She and Brown check out. 4 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Sackets leading 55-42. Griner picked up by Smith as he crosses half court. Pitch to Aubert, who's on 4 fouls. Peters against Tufo. Castine against Miller. Griner driving in, foul whistle before the shot. That'll go against Elijah Smith. That'll be his first.
You know, you watch, you almost feel like Griner, whenever he decides I'm going to the basket, they're not going to stop him from going to the basket. He's just quicker than whoever's on him.
Once he gets to the basket, as Aubert lines up the three, that one rattles out and no good, rebounded by Miller. When Griner gets to the basket, he's so versatile in what he can do. He'll put it up with the left hand and go up and under. Hop step the Euro. He's pretty much done it all. Sullivan dished out to Carroll. He's going to put up the three. Too strong off the back iron. Rebounded on this near side by Ethan Tracy. Here comes Austin Griner. Again, guarded by Smith. Smith gets a hand on it.
By Smith.
Falls to Castine. He couldn't quite corral it. Aubert is going to dish it out to Peters, and he's going to slow things down. Griner driving, spinning.
Oh, good dish.
Speed to Tracy down low, and he's going to travel.
Walked. Yep. That time the size was a factor. Turned around expecting a layup, and he saw a whole bunch of Carroll in front of him.
Miller with the inbound pass to Landon Sullivan. Good screen. Sullivan with a mid-range jumper, no good. Carroll aggressive for the rebound, but he didn't come up with it. Castine did.
Oh, and they didn't call that a...
Sure looked like a carry.
Certainly did.
Griner driving in, and foul on the floor. That's going to go against Smith. That'll be his second. Three 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 42-55.
Got to get a stop here, Copenhagen, and try to get a bucket.
Griner against Smith. Driving in, dishing out. Peters with a 3. No good. Rebounded by Tracy. Took it out of the hands of Sullivan. Castine with a 3. Too strong. Gets his own rebound. And then takes it from the free throw line. No good. Carroll pokes it out to Sullivan. Copenhagen does come away with the ball. Under 3 minutes to go.
Gave him 4 possessions, but got the ball back with... Oh, wow. How did he even get that over the rim? Great athletic play by Miller.
Caden Miller cut to the basket, got inside.
Chance to cut this even further. They've got a chance here and maybe to get this down, get inside double digits with a couple minutes to go. You never know what can happen. Got awful quiet in here.
Yeah. First one from the line for Miller is good, 43 to 55.
Really good free throw. We haven't seen a ton of free throws, but we have some pretty good free throw shooting tonight from both teams.
Second one for Miller. Nothing but net that time. 44 to 15, down to 11. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Aubert picked up by Sheets, who's checked into the game. Sheets giving Griner a lot of room. He's going to take that, but he misses the 3 here. Sheets the other way, driving in. And a block called. I thought that one could have gone either way.
Absolutely, and they actually could have gone with no call. There wasn't a ton of contact, but I felt like Copenhagen initiated it. We'll see.
Sheets looked like he might have been just slightly out of control as he went into the paint there.
Yep.
But he gets the block call. That'll be the 3rd foul against Austin Griner.
Boy, Sheets got a chance now here with over 2 to go to cut this to single digits. Sackets, the last few minutes, has missed got a half a dozen three-point shots. Any one of them could have been a dagger. They haven't made any of them. Just haven't been able to put them away. Kudos to Copenhagen for fighting their way back. We saw a great comeback last week in Carthage when Lowville fought back almost all the way back. And now Copenhagen trying to do the same thing. Down over 20 here in the 4th quarter, and they've got a chance to cut it to 9.
Just really good determination, effort to stay with the ball. They've hung around. Done enough offensively to supplement.
A little bit better job on the boards, too. Yes,
and rebounding the ball well.
Yep.
Two minutes and 22 seconds to go. Sackets Harbor does eventually make their way down to this end of the court. Sheets is at the line. 2 shots coming up for Aiden Sheets. First one rattles out. Second one is good. Down to 10 points. 55 to 45. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Griner gets to Castine. Back to Griner. Sheets trying to pick that one off. He's going to come out and guard Griner tough. Aubert thought about the 3. Now doubled. Gets it to Griner. He's going to drive in. Stops. Puts it up with the left hand. No good.
Didn't
Carroll
go.
pokes it loose and away from Tracy.
Hit every part of the rim and just wouldn't go through it.
Big stop for Copenhagen there. They trail by 10 with 2 minutes to go. Sullivan, Tufo, Carroll in the corner. Picked up by Griner. Carroll takes his dribble, now picks it up.
They're using a lot of time here.
Sullivan driving in with the right hand. No good, and rebounded by Tracy. Nobody inside for an offensive rebound for Copenhagen. And an easy rebound for Ethan Tracy. Sackets can kill a lot of clock here. Griner against Sheets. Picks it to Peters. Griner going to slow things down inside. Minute 30 now, down to a minute and 10. Griner in the corner. Dishes out. Aubert. Foot might have been on the line. It rattles in. Gallo says it's a 3.
That's
58
the
to 45. That's a huge three. Sackets able to run just about 30 seconds off the clock and then bury
and
the
come
three.
away with 3. Boy, they were stuck on 55 for about 2.5 minutes. Copenhagen chipped away, and just couldn't get that basket to cut it single digits.
So timeout called now. This one pretty much.
Looks to be over.
Pretty much.
I
in the
mean,
books.
a lot can happen in a minute 5, but if you're the team ahead, you've had good foul shooting. You got 2 great athletes bringing the ball up the floor. They really haven't turned it over against the press all day. So to think there's going to be 3 or 4 turnovers or a bunch of missed free throws, we haven't seen it yet. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but not likely based on what we've seen for almost 31 minutes of game time.
It'll be Knights ball with 1:05 after the made 3 for Dylan Aubert, out there with 4 fouls for the last, 4 or 5 minutes now. Here he is guarding Sullivan. Screen from Carroll, gets it back, has Miller. Miller driving in, dishing out. Tufo in the corner, back to Sullivan. He thought about it, he's going to throw it down low for Carroll off the backboard, rebounded by Sheets.
Somebody's got to shoot the ball here.
Sullivan does, no good, fight for it. And
that's a walk.
Tracy traveled.
They looked like they were going to follow him, and they kept their hands off, and he just fell to the floor.
So Copenhagen ball, 35 seconds now. Sullivan inbounding, finds Miller, picked up by Aubert, screened by Carroll, and then taken away by Tracy, who finds Aubert, gets it to Griner, and Sheets aggressively fouls. That's the 3rd foul against Aiden Sheets. Castine gets
Almost
them
hope
to
they
Griner.
foul
Sheets
here.
is going to foul again.
All right, so that's 5. So I'd like to see if we can miss one just to see if they do have a 1-and-1. I'm pretty sure it's 2. We'll see what they signal. Check this rule change.
It is 2 shots for Griner from the line. First one is good. I'm not sure he's missed one tonight.
He hasn't had as many as you would think the amount of time he's spent in the lane, but I think you're right. I don't think he's missed a free throw.
Second for Austin Griner.
You jinxed
right
him.
On cue. Miller with a rebound.
That one wasn't even close.
Missed well short off the side of the iron. Carroll driving in. Floater with the left hand. No good. Rebounded by Aiden Sheets. He throws it off the foot.
Pulling him off.
Of Jake Peters.
Good coaching.
And so Sackets will run the clock out on this one. They win on the road.
Good effort. Two good teams here. They're both going to have good seasons, I think. Just Sackets. A lot of weapons. A lot of guys that can shoot it. Good defense. They're a good, solid team.
So the final score, 59 to 45. Sackets comes down to Lewis County, beats Copenhagen in their own gym. Really good first quarter. Really good game, but
yeah, it was a great game. Copenhagen played good
first
quarter, and then they lost their shooting touch, and just as Sackets got hot, and they kind of pulled away, and they chipped away late, just couldn't, that too big a hill to climb.
Similar story to what we saw a couple of weeks ago. Loudonville dug themselves just the slightest
too big a hole.
Too big of a hole to come back from. And so the final score, 59 to 45 on our second broadcast of high school basketball, brought to you by the NBC Watertown Stream Team. Sponsored by the Bob Johnson Auto Group. Huge thanks to them. And special sponsor for tonight's game, the Old McDonald's Farm down in Sackets Harbor. The final score one more time, 59 to 45 for the Stream Team. Carter Thaser on the camera. Zach Zabriskie on the controls. Ron Rockwood, my commentary partner. My name's Connor Lalone. We thank you all for tuning in, and we hope you'll join us in the future for more basketball brought to you by NBC Watertown.